Hello, my name is Host Eric, and I'm the host of Talking with Famous People. And today, this afternoon, I want to talk about a question that was posed by one Labhras Perry, and I want to answer it. And he was talking about, I think I got his name right, hopefully, 7W8 versus 3W4 ENTP types. So, first, let me say, I've determined. I've come to believe anyway that the wing model is no good. That you got to go with the tri-type model. The tri-type model, I believe, is much better. The wing model says basically you're going to be one primary number, and then you'll be one of the two next to it. It'll be your secondary number. So for me, I'd be 7W8 if I use the wing model. And then as I thought about it, I kept going back and forth. Well, I'm also kind of 7W6. I'm kind of like 6 and I'm kind of like 8. Well, of course I'm kind of like 6 and 8. Because they're next to each other. They're next to me and they're similar to me, you know. I much prefer the model that says you have your first number, 7, and then the second number is you go. So for me, my 7 is in the head part. The head types, 5, 6, 7. Which are also the fear types. Our personality style is shaped by my relationship to fear. I like that description so much. I find that so insightful. And the heart types 2, 3, 4 are shaped by sadness or grief. And the body types 8, 9, 1 are shaped by anger. And so we each have our negative emotion that our personality is built around, because it makes sense that you sort of have to build around the thing you have to protect against, and that would be the negative emotion that interferes with your ability to engage well with the universe, with the world, that allow you to proceed through it in a way that avoids those emotions that you don't like. So as 7, my methodology for avoiding fear is to distract myself from things. I have to constantly keep busy because there's an existential terror in me that I can't deny. It overwhelms me. The fact that I'm going to die at some point, the people around me are going to die, that we're getting older, that the potentiality is lost at all times. That's terrifying to me. Anyway, the tri-type model says 7, and then you get one of the other types from each of the other sections. So 2, 3, or 4, and then 8, 9, and 1. So I see myself as a 7, 3, 8, which is to say I am first and foremost an enthusiast. Next, I'm an achiever, and last, I'm an asshole. But I am an asshole. I think, it'd probably be better to be 3, 7, 8, but I'm not that. I'm 7, 8, 3. And one of the reasons I think this approach works better is simply that I found when I read about each of the types that it was obvious which of the other body chunks there I lined up with. 8 was obviously the one for me in the 891 section, and 3 was obviously the one for me in the 234 section. So that, and I feel like a 738. I totally feel like a 738. I play. I try my goddamn best to make my play result in achievement, and when it doesn't work, I get pissed off. I don't know. So, homie here, Labhras Perry, or I don't know, whatever his name is. Let me see. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, Labhras Perry said, let me review that one more time. You do video comparison. Oh, 3 with 4. So he's an achiever, and he says he thinks his best wing is 4, and 4 would be. I have to look at 4. The attention of 4s goes to what is missing and desired, to loss, to emotions, to drama, to longing for the ideal distant. Thus, the sense that the heart is broken and damaged in some way. The defensive coping strategy centers around focusing on what is missing or lost as a way of avoiding feelings related to a hope for an idealized connection that may go unfulfilled. There's a focus on what is distant, special, and desired, and an aversion to the ordinary or the mundane. Okay, so you're an achiever who's a dreamer, basically. You're an achiever with you're like an achiever that's got a bit of INFJ in you, as an ENTP3, that means you like project completion, like me. That's where my 3 comes in, right? I like project completion. As a 7, I like project participation. So for me, I have to work really hard to get those things to line up, where my participatory things create completion so that I'm not just fucking around, For you, that must come considerably easier. Now, if you say 4, it sounds to me like a normal sort of response for an achiever, which is to feel like there are important spiritual, emotional parts of life that are being neglected somewhat by our focus on getting shit done. And getting shit done is great, and it's like where all my juice comes from. Like, oh, I feel good, I'm getting shit done. And if I'm not getting shit done, I feel like death is looming, it's chasing me. For you, I would imagine that you're getting shit done, and when you're not getting shit done, you're feeling a sort of heartbroken nostalgia about a reality that ought to be but is not. And I would say then, given that you have that as your identified wing, then I would say you'd be more likely to be typed in the tri-type model as 3, 6, and then your last one would be 9, 1, or 2. And because of your indication of sort of that nostalgic area, I would be more likely to put you at 9, which is about connecting with others, maintaining harmony, peace, and comfort, and avoiding conflict. They typically enjoy the feeling of ease, harmony, and peace that they experience in nature. They describe their childhood as one in which they felt overlooked. Or they find one where they have very little conflict in their childhood. They learn to identify with others' positions. 9s merge with others energetically, taking on the feel and positions of others. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let me see, 1. Well, I mean, I don't know you at all. I'm just guessing based on your first 2 numbers what your third one would logically be more likely to be. Hey, I'm here, by the way. Sorry if you don't see anything. I am just, my camera's occupied for the moment. So number 2, defensive cover. You might be 2. Okay, I'm gonna tag you right now, just based on your comments. Okay, just on your comments, dude. I'm gonna tag you as 3. What did I say? 3, 6, 3, 6, 2. 3, 6, 2. And that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching, Douglas Famous People.